Hi, I'm Kevin Trudeau, direct from Sydney, and this is another edition of A Closer Look. Today, he's made lots of money. Now, with his advice in the weekly Rifken Report newsletter, lots of other people are making money too.
The Rifken Report has helped me accumulate money in a very safe way.
I think it's a sensational bet.
He's letting you in on the information that you couldn't find out any other way.
They're talking about this man, Australia's most successful wealth-building guru. He is Rene Rivkin. Bigger than life and richer than most, he's back again for A Closer Look. I am Kevin Trudeau, and thanks for watching. Rene, your infamous pager. First, I would welcome here. Now,
Thank you very much.
Tell me about the pager, because you always have it with
money.
you. You made more money.
Yes, I just made some more money. I just bought something 10 minutes ago, sold it now.
Wait, back up. You bought something 10 minutes ago.
Just before
you
I
were
sat
on the
down.
phone before we started.
Correct, and I gave an order to buy something, and I
Right.
sold it out now. And
In
made
10
some money.
minutes?
Yeah,
And you made money.
yes.
You make money all the time?
No, no one makes money all the time, Kevin. That's not a concept that's possible.
Okay. You make money every month.
Oh, yes. Well, every year, at the end of the year, I have to pay a big tax bill.
So you make a lot of money.
I make quite a lot of money.
Primarily in the share market.
Virtually only in the share market.
Only in the share
Yes.
market. Now, over the years, now, again, you know, we've seen the stories about you. You've been written up in almost every major newspaper. You've been seen on television across
Yes,
this
I
country.
must be boring people by now.
Well, there's a fascination. There is a fascination with you.
Yes, but I don't see why.
Well, number one, you're incredibly rich.
Well, you don't know how rich I am.
You certainly, well,
I live very well.
well, to have one of the largest yachts in Sydney Harbor
Well.
with a helicopter on it, and to live the lifestyle that you have, and I know you hate talking about things like your watches, but I've seen the watches, and
No,
most
you
of the
haven't.
I've seen many of the
You've
watches.
seen a few watches, yes.
And those watches are worth more than most people make in a year or two.
I don't know.
You don't know?
I don't talk to these people.
Well, I know because I asked.
Well, let's get on to the next issue.
But the fact is you make a lot of money.
The fact is I make substantial amounts of money.
And you certainly enjoy life. You have
I
a
think
great
life can
lifestyle.
be wonderful. I think I'm Australia's leading bon vivant.
Bon,
Bon vivant. Yeah, I'm sure you speak French.
no, I don't speak French.
Well, it's now gone into the English language, bon vivant.
Which means?
It means good liver. That's literally what it means. Bon is French for good, vivant is liver.
Why do you think there's such a fascination with you?
I can't work it out.
But I mean, you know that there is.
I'm aware of it because when I walk the streets of Sydney, people point at me, people talk to me, people yell out, "Good on you, mate, you're a legend," that sort of thing. And I always wonder how that happens. In fact, this morning I was talking to my assistant saying, I don't understand why that is the case. I mean, I know that I'm a bit colourful, but there must be millions of, not millions, there must be tens of other colourful people, I would imagine, but I seem to attract a lot of attention.
You say you make money in the share market primarily. You've made a lot of money over the years, obviously.
Yes. Well, it's all share market related. Even in property, when I made it through the share market. I bought companies that are undervalued with land banks that I did very well in.
Now, do you
Look,
think
the share market is, in my view, the only way to make money consistently and regularly and relatively safely.
Well-
and the best part about the stock market is you can buy it today, you can sell it tomorrow, you can get your money straight away. Not like other assets where you've got to, you know, if it's a property, you've got to put it on the market, and maybe you'll find a buyer, and maybe you won't find a buyer, but even if you do, settlement could be 180 days and so on and so forth. Very boring. Stock market's very exciting.
now you've made money for yourself over a great number of years. Obviously, you do live a very substantial lifestyle. And the studio's not on fire. You're infamous for your, well, not infamous, you're famous for your, famous
That's
for
right.
the cigars.
Infamous is Darcy Dugan. You don't know him?
No.
But I'm famous.
For the cigars and, of course, the Werry beads.
Well, also possibly for other things. I don't know.
The Werry beads.
The worry beads are...
You're famous for the Werry beads.
Well, not famous for them, but they're well known in this country, yes.
Okay.
In fact, when I lost a set a few years ago, it was front page news in this country.
Now, those Werry beads you carry with them most of the time?
All the time.
All the time?
All the time.
Do you have a lot to worry about?
Well, believe it or not, well, I'm a nervous sort of person. I think that if you're a stock market person, you must be nervous because your money's moving all the time. But these were primarily taken as a way to stop smoking, you see. But what happened was I didn't smoke anything for about 14 or 15 years. And then I got a brain tumor. And then I thought I was dying. So I figured, well, I may as well start smoking cigars in hospital. And I did, and then I didn't die, and here I am, still smoking cigars.
And
now I
so-
can't stop because everyone wants me to be photographed with them.
Now, the Werry beads are 24 karat solid gold.
They are.
If you have 24 karat solid gold Werry beads, what would a person have to worry about?
That's an illogical question, but then I wouldn't expect anything else. The fact of the matter is that you can have Wallabies made out of wood or balsa wood or anything. Mine are gold, and I just love gold. I've been a bit of a gold buff all my life.
Really?
Yes. I love gold.
I think a lot of people like gold.
Not enough, because the price of gold's too cheap.
Let's talk about making money.
Yes.
You made money for yourself for a long time. 2 years ago, you started publishing the Rifken Report newsletter.
Correct.
And in the report, you start making stock recommendations.
That is correct.
Specific ones.
Absolutely.
You tell people
Otherwise, it's useless.
You tell people what stocks to buy.
When to buy them, what price to buy them, and when to sell them.
The first question is, in the last 2 years since you started publishing this, if people followed your advice, are they up? They're making money?
Well, look, you'd have had to have been very unlucky not to have made money. Now, obviously, if you're one of those poor people who are born under the wrong star, since I get 9 or 8.5 out of 10 right, if you buy the other 1.5 every time, you will lose money.
But if you buy everything that you recommend...
Oh, then you'll make money.
Now, you say that categorically without even...
Without any reservation.
None?
None.
Because?
Because
why?
I have developed a set of rules by which I stick, and this particular set of rules is something I formulated over many years. And by the way, they're not that much different from Warren Buffett in America. We do have different opinions. He's a long-term investor, and I like to trade. That's the major difference. But I mean, for example, I won't invest in anything I don't understand, and he's, as you probably know, one of the world's richest men. He doesn't invest in anything he doesn't understand. And he always examines the downside risk before he invests, and so do I. But we came to these views entirely independently, because I didn't read his books before I wrote my rules or formulated my rules, and now they're in a book as well, of course.
Now, why publish the report? I mean, you're telling people what stocks to buy, when to buy,
Well,
and
it's
at what
quite
price.
interesting. I love making people money. I've got this very pleasant disease, as far as other people are concerned. I love making people money. It just gives me a great feeling. When I walk the streets and people call me a legend, or people say, "Good on you, mate, I just made some money," and this could be truck drivers or garbage men. This happens all the time to me. Thanks, mate.
Do you think now you're driven more by the response you get from people as opposed to just the fact that you make money for yourself?
Oh, I think so. If you gave me a choice of making a lot of money, being wrong and costing people money, or making much, much less and making people money, I'd pick that every time.
Why do you think that is?
Because basically I'm a social welfarist. I believe the world is tough enough, quite frankly, and I believe it's a very unfair world, and I don't like the unfairness in this world.
We're gonna go to the phone lines. We have Wendy. Wendy, you're on the line with Rene Rivkin. How are you?
Hello, Rene.
Hi, Wendy. How are you?
Very well, thank you.
Now, you're a subscriber to the report, correct?
I certainly am.
How long have you subscribed?
Over 12 months.
Okay, tell me about your experience.
Well, as Rene has said, I have made money over that 12 months, and the report is written he's taken a very complex subject, the stock market, and simplified it. And as he suggests, he gives tips of what to buy, and he just says buy a certain share, and I buy that certain share, and I work on a percentage myself that suits me, and then I sell it, and I haven't lost any money. I've made money.
Is it easy?
That's exactly. By the way, Wendy, I must congratulate you on the theory of selling when you're happy.
Yes.
Because this is a concept I find very hard to introduce to people.
Yeah.
You don't have to make 50 or 60%.
No.
Sell it if you're happy.
That's right.
And I don't mind when the person to whom you sell it makes money. Good on them.
That's right. Yeah. Well, I just work on a percentage that suits me.
Good.
And in the report, Rene and Nigel, his right-hand man, continually reinforce this fact. It's in, like they teach you along the way of how to buy and how to sell shares, and what to hold and what to accumulate, and you make a decision when you sell. But we've certainly made money. I run our own superannuation fund, and there's so much information in the market that you've got to filter through to read, and then you've got to make a decision about what you buy. I'm not an expert, in the share market, and I just find with the report, Rene only says something if he's got something to say.
Wendy, I think that's terrific, because that's the crux of the matter. Basically, I do all your reading for you.
Yes,
that's
absolutely,
right.
Yeah.
That's right.
And you obviously, know all the right people. I mean, you've made a lot of money, so I'm going to have complete confidence in purchasing something that you recommend, because you know all the right people and you make all the right decisions. So, I just find that I've got confidence in...
Have you read my book, by the way?
Some of it I have.
I was going to say, because it sounds like word for word, it's terrific.
No, well, it's not. That's just my honest opinion.
Terrific.
Wendy, let me ask you a question. Were you in the share market before you got the report?
Yes, I was in the share market for about 4 years, Kevin.
Okay, now tell me about your results on your own.
Yeah.
And maybe with a broker.
Yeah.
and taking Rene's advice through the newsletter?
Well, to be quite honest, Kevin, when I spoke to the broker, I always felt very intimidated because the stockbroker, he talks jargon to you and he makes you feel like you should know everything and you don't. Like here in Australia now, a lot of people have come into the share market because a lot of government floats and things like that. And a lot of people don't know a lot about the share market. And I'd ring up the broker and say I wanted to buy something at a certain price, and they just sort of made you feel like you didn't really know what you're talking about, and you felt very intimidated by that. And I used to get very hesitant about ringing up and talking to them because I thought, God, I'm going to say the wrong thing. You feel stupid. But with the Rene's report, you're building up confidence. You're buying things, you're selling things. I trade on the internet, and you sort of have a lot more confidence in what you're doing.
Now
the other thing I must say, Wendy, is that brokers get a commission if they force you to deal.
Yes.
And of course I don't.
Yeah.
Now, Wendy, have you made more money with Rene?
Yes, I have.
You made more money with Rene than you did before.
Yes, and I tend to make a lot more.
Wendy,
and I intend for you to do so too.
Thank you.
Thanks very much for calling, Wendy.
That's a pleasure.
Thank you, Wendy.
Okay, thanks, Rene.
Bye.
By the way, if you are watching right now and you do want to get a hold of Rene's newsletter, if you want more information, just call the number on your screen. We also haven't talked about what we will in just a few minutes. Rene's book, actually, it's written by his right-hand man called Rifken's Rules. If you want to make money, if you want to find out his rules of success and life and making money and investing, this is the book. And the newsletter, if you want to know exactly what stocks he recommends each week, what to buy, when to buy them, and at what price, and when to sell them, that's the Rifken Report. Call for more information. Do mention this show and call today, and you will receive a substantial discount off the regular price of the report as well as the book. Let's talk about the book for a minute. You didn't write the book.
No, I didn't.
But the book is really a great book.
Well, I think great's too strong, don't you? It's not a work of literature.
Well, first off, Nigel has been with you for 14 years.
Absolutely. He came up to me when he was 18 and said, Mr. Rifkin, I'd like to work for you, and I don't care if you don't pay me because I know you're the best.
And Nigel is
I took him on and didn't pay him for a while.
Now, you make a very important statement in the book. Again, not your book, but one of your rules is get yourself a mentor.
Absolutely.
You had a mentor.
I had several mentors, yes.
Okay. The question is, why, if a person wants to be successful, do they need a mentor? What's the importance?
In my opinion, nobody who's successful didn't have a mentor, whether they've thought about it or not. In Australia, for example, Jerry Harvey admits that his mentor, his guiding light, was Sam Walton in America. Of Walmart, you've probably heard of Walmart. Right. He died one of the richest men in the world. And so he went to America and regularly talked to Sam Walton. And so the same applied to me. I talked to the people and made sure that I hung around them. And fortunately, I was lucky enough to be able to do it.
Okay, now, a person out there who wants to get a mentor, I mean, that's pretty rare that somebody can easily find somebody who's incredibly wealthy. And is that a prerequisite for a mentor?
Not really. I mean, it depends what you want to be mentored in. If you want to be mentored in medicine, you don't have to find someone wealthy.
Right.
If you want to be mentored in making money, then it should be someone who's made money. That's logical, isn't it?
Your book, well, not your book, but your rules, you make some very interesting statements about life, Rene on life.
Well, I'm convinced that I've got a secret to life. Now, that may sound like a very broad and all-proclaiming statement, but I just seem to work things out. When I was a kid, for example, I really didn't have kid friends. All I did was think about life, and most of my life, that's all I've done is try and work out why the hell we're here. And I think I've worked it out.
Associate with people who make you happy. Seems like a simple rule.
Well, it is a simple rule. That rule's not going to make you money, of course, but it's going to make you happy. I mean, the reason I put that rule in is because, to me, the most successful person is not the one who's got the most money, but the one who's the happiest. And so if you mix with happy people who make you happy, you
but
could be happy.
But does money buy you happy? I've seen you.
Money
I've
doesn't
seen you hold
money
this
doesn't
up
buy
and go,
you.
oh, I am happy, I just made money.
Yes, I was happy for that second. But
because you made money.
Yes, but on the other hand, touch wood, I've got a healthy wife, a healthy bunch of 5 children, and so I'm a very happy and lucky person. I believe luck's very important in life, and I believe I have it. And of course, that luck translates into writing even the newsletter. I mean, for example, I can't for a minute profess to say that I picked the gold market boom, which has happened in the last few weeks. I thought about it, but I had some luck as well with the timing. It could have happened 6 months later, but lo and behold, it happened 2 weeks after I said it.
We're going to go back to the phone lines. We have George. George from Wollongong, you're on the air. How are you?
Hello.
Hello,
there.
George.
I'm fine. How are you? Hello, Rene.
How are you?
Excellent, excellent.
Now, George, you're a subscriber to the report?
I certainly am.
How long?
Only a new subscriber. I've only been subscribing for about 9 months or so.
Okay, tell me about your results.
The next couple of years.
Okay. Have you made any money on Rene's recommendations?
I have, yes. I don't buy too many shares. I love reading the report for a variety of reasons. But I did buy MIM when Rene suggested it.
Oh, you would have done well on
It
those.
was astronomical on that particular one.
You did very well on those, didn't you?
Yes, I certainly have.
Yes.
And
That one went up 100% basically in the space of 2 months.
Exactly.
Wait, 100%?
100%
You doubled your
2 months.
money?
Yes.
In 2 months?
Yes. It went from 70 cents to $1.50 in 2 or 3 months.
Exactly. In my case, I got out a little bit